making my everyday salad from start to finish, and I'll explain to you why I use which ingredients I use and let you see everything from beginning to end. So I always use cruciferous vegetables. So today I have a purple cabbage, I have a green cabbage, I also have some kale here. So cruciferous vegetables are full of antioxidants, and they are our cancer fighters. They're packed with vitamin K, folate. You hear about folic acid. A lot of people, like for pregnancy, they want people to take folic acid. Well, folate is better than folic acid. Your body understands folate, so it's much more easily absorbable. So it's better to get it from your leafy greens. And so I'm going to be chopping these. Now these are all, if you've eaten these before, you know they're a little bit tough and chewy. And so we don't want big pieces. We want it to be kind of small. These are also very hardy. And so I can go ahead and make them today. By the end of the week, they're still going to be good and crisp. And so everything that I put in my base salad. So first thing I'm going to do is cut my purple cabbage. It's kind of hard to cut. I'm going to cut it in half. So this is I already had it cut. I've been cutting on it a little bit, and so I'm just going to make some thin slices first. Now, if you don't want to go through all of this cutting and you have a food processor, then throw it in your food processor. Use a little shred blade, or you could use a shredder if you want to. You could also buy a coleslaw mix like this here. This one does not say organic. You want to buy one that says organic. But if you don't have time for all this, buy whatever you can, just so you can make sure you're getting some vegetables in each day. All right, so I'm just going to cut across. See, I just went straight across. Now I'm going to turn it to the side, and I want this to be really small. Yours doesn't have to be this small if you don't want it to be. I just like really small pieces. Now, why am I using purple cabbage and green cabbage? Every color is a different phytonutrient. We don't even understand all of the different phytochemicals that we're getting from our plants. Phyto meaning plant. So the nutrients that we're getting from our plants. So we know different colors are good for different things. And red is really good for the heart. I have carrots in here. They're packed with lutein, which is good for your eyes. And so we want to make sure that we're getting every color that we can. Now, of course, if you buy this coleslaw mix, it's got carrots and green cabbage, and that's all. And so we're missing some of these other things. While that's going to be a great substitute, if you can throw in some other colors, maybe add some tomatoes or red bell pepper or things like that. Purple and blue are so good for you. Think of blueberries, blackberries, things like that. Now, I wouldn't put them in my base salad. If I put any kind of berries on here, even the tomatoes on here, they would not make it by the end of the week. They would be kind of soggy, might even get kind of slimy, and my vegetables wouldn't be crispy either, and I like them to be cold and crispy. My camera is I'm shrinking down so that I can see you on the camera. Or so you can see me. I can't see you. All right, I'm almost finished with this hunk here. And I like the green cabbage. It's a little more tender. So taste-wise, I think I probably like the green cabbage, the white cabbage better. But when you see this vibrant purple color, you know this is really good for you. Some people call this red cabbage. Actually, I call it red cabbage, but it's actually purple. All right, so I've got that in there. Next, I'm going to do my green cabbage. So every weekend, or it used to be on weekends and on Wednesdays, but it's been lasting a little bit longer, I make this salad in this big bowl. You can see my big bowl. And then I add in my more tender greens and other toppings, which I'll show you in a few minutes. I don't want to add lettuce or spinach to this because they will probably get wilty before the end of the week. cut around that core. I don't want to get too close to the core. I mean, I don't want to have the core because that is a little too tough for me. All right, so I have this much left. This is going to go in the compost bin. I'm not going to put that in my freezer bag for my stocks because cruciferous vegetables get really bitter when they cook for a long time. So I'm just going to compost that. And we're going to have kale in a minute, and when I remove the kale stems, I'm going to save them. I can throw them in my juicer. I could probably throw this in my juicer as well. I haven't done that before. A juice or a green smoothie. Alright, next I'm going to use my carrots. So once again, I'm not going to peel the carrots. These are organic carrots. So anytime you have a vegetable that is organic, it has its natural defense fighters. It gets attacked by bugs and insects and other things. And when it gets attacked, it sends off these different chemicals to protect it. And we want to eat those because we want those protectants as well. If this was a conventionally grown carrot, it would have been sprayed with fertilizers and insecticides. And so while it would still have the same macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, and protein, there is protein in a carrot, it would not have all of the phytonutrients that we don't really know all about. It would not have to naturally defend itself against different things. It wouldn't have to try to find its own nutrients because it has the fertilizers, and the fertilizers only contain a limited number of chemicals, so it may not be getting everything it would get from a healthy soil. And the insecticide would keep it from having to fight against insects. And so while it does grow a beautiful plant, especially when you see leaves that are grown, conventionally grown, they're just beautiful because there's no bug bites or anything on them. But that plant did not have to defend itself, and so we are missing out on whatever chemicals are in there that the plant used. So for me, it's better to eat organically grown. Number one, I don't want those mysterious chemicals, and number two, I want its natural fighters in me to help me if there are any invaders that come towards me in my way. Help to repair my cells and keep me strong and healthy. Okay, so I didn't show you what I'm doing. So I just cut the carrot into maybe 3 inches long. And then I cut it into slabs and then strips. So let me show you. I start talking, forget to show you. Okay, I'll do another one too. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut one little piece off the side, like that. You see that? So it'll lay flat. So now it's not going to roll. And then I'm going to cut about that same width again. So you can see they're all about the same size. Now I'm going to, sometimes I'll stack them. They're not really flat because carrots are rounded. So I'm just going to line them up next to each other and going across. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'll turn it sideways, so this might be a little awkward for me. So I'm cutting this way, making them all about the same size. I like really small bites in my salads, can you tell? You don't have to do this. You can cut them into rounds, half moons, whatever you want. This is just, I like every bite to have every flavor. So can you see what that looks like? All right, so now I'm gonna just bunch them up together, line them all up, and then just run my knife across. Now notice, when I slice, I'm using, I call it the rock and roll. I keep the tip of the knife down, and I only chop with the back of the knife. There's no, you don't hear the chopping. All right, line them back up, and then rock and roll. The tip stays down, only the back is going. So I'm sliding forward, lifting up, going back. Slide forward, lift up, and go back. And I'm using my fingers. My fingers are curled back so I don't cut the ends of my fingers off. All right, do it again. Slab, couple of slabs. Go ahead and do this one too. Slab, couple of slabs, and then I'll cut them this way so you can see what I'm doing. Cutting about 2 slices in each one. These are nice big carrots. And then line them up. Rock and roll. Now I can use any cruciferous vegetable. Today I'm using the 2 cabbages and the kale, but I could have picked bok choy, arugula. I could have shredded some Brussels sprouts. I could have chopped up some broccoli florets. Any of those would be fine. They'd be super healthy, give you some different flavors and textures. You can find some purple Brussels sprouts. That would be awesome. I'll do this other carrot. All right, why did I pick carrots? Carrots are very high in beta carotene, which is really good for so many different things. It converts to vitamin A. Next, I'm going to add celery, and so with the celery, I'm going to leave the leaves, some of the leaves. Anything that doesn't look desirable, I will cut off. So I'm cutting off the root end a little bit. This is what I cut off right here. So this and these carrot ends are going to go into my freezer bag for my broth. With the celery, I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. I just like to cut it into more manageable sizes. I'm going to cut this maybe twice. Once again, you don't have to do this. I just like all of my salad to be all the same size. If you don't want the leaves in there, that's fine. It's a salad, so it's got leaves anyway. Celery is a natural salt. I don't know if you've ever noticed how salty celery is. If you haven't noticed how salty it is, juice it. You can really taste the salt. So for anyone who is trying to cut back on salt, it's a great way to add some salty flavor. It's also very, very high in all sorts of minerals, and so that's why I add the celery. Okay, so here's our kale. And what I'm going to do is I just kind of grab it and slide the leaves off. And I'm left with these stems. These stems I'll put in the juicer, or you could throw in the compost pile. Once again, it doesn't have to be kale. Use arugula. Use any other hardy green. Bok choy is my favorite. You could even use mustard greens, beet greens. They're kind of bitter to me. Anything to get these greens in there. Lots of protein in greens. Lots of protein. Iron and calcium. If you want to absorb more of the iron from greens, maybe you aren't eating red meat and you are concerned about your iron, it's best to combine it with something that's high in vitamin C. And so if we eat this salad with an orange, tomatoes are very high in vitamin C. Any of your fruits, really, those will all help you to absorb more of the iron. Okay, my pile's getting kind of big to chop. Use collard greens. I like collards in the salad. I have some friends that do not, but I do. Kale gets all the fame, but all of them are really fabulous for you. Alright, so then I'm just going to kind of rough chop all of these. See if I can do it without making a big mess. If I did use the coleslaw mix, I would probably add some other greens to it. As you can see, it's pretty white, just the green cabbage and the carrots. And so I would probably beef it up with some red cabbage and add some celery or something. But you don't have to. Add some lettuce or some spinach to it. There we go. So if I hold it up, can you see all the different colors? We have the purple cabbage, we have the green cabbage, we have the carrots, the celery, and our kale. Sometimes I'll chop up a couple of green onions as well, but I've already chopped up some green onions that are in the refrigerator, so I'll add them. So I'm going to take a quick break and grab everything out of the refrigerator and show you how I put it all together to make my salad for lunch. Okay, I think I have everything out. You don't have to have everything that I have to put a salad together. You can always just have your greens and your dressing and whatever you want on top of your salad. But this is what I do. So I have my salad mix. You can see I haven't done anything to it yet. I have a measuring cup. I usually use a 1 cup measuring cup. This is a regular lunch divided plate, whatever. And I know it is plastic, and I do try to use glass. I do take these to people, though, every now and then, and it's less expensive and easier to carry being plastic. Anyway, so here is my base salad. I'm going to put that in the middle there. And then I'm going to put my salad dressing on top of that, but not yet. I'm going to put in my softer greens. So today I have a spinach. This is from our farm, so it doesn't look exactly like what you see in the store, but you can see it's got the bug bites. That is not going to hurt us. If you saw that in the store, you go, oh, gross, I don't want to buy those. But actually, that means that this plant was fighting some bugs, and all of those healthy nutrients have gone into the leaves, so I want that. And then I have some lettuce. And this is not your iceberg lettuce. This is a bunch of different types of lettuce leaves. So you can see it has the dark colors. That is wonderful nutrients. I'm getting a variety of nutrients here in all these different colors. Tuck those in on the side. And so I'm putting these over on the side instead of in the middle where my salad dressing is, just to keep them so that they'll be nice and crispy when it's time to eat the salad. And I even have something special today. I have some wild greens here. This is some nettle and some chickweed. You see those? They are beautiful. And so we can pick these out of our yard. A lot of people spray. They don't want them in their food. Actually, I'm going to put my dressing on and then stick them on top since they're so pretty. And so I have always, every week I make my salad dressing. So today I have a ranch and a tahini. And I'm going to put tahini on this one. This is just 2 tablespoons. And you know what? I'm going to shake it. Shake it really good first. Shake it up. And I usually put about 3 tablespoons on. One. And the other one. And I put it right just on the harder greens. Just because I know they're not going to get soft and soggy before our time to eat. You know, I may even throw some more on there. Looks like it might need a little bit more. It's okay if I bury the salad dressing. Alright, so then I'm going to put some of these leaves from the purple dead nettle. Very high in minerals. And some of the chickweed. It's so pretty. Nutritious. Chickweed is wonderful for skin. Nettles is one of the highest in minerals, so that's why I like this. Okay, so you can see what I have on this side so far. Now I'm going to top it with some kimchi. You saw my video making the beet kimchi. If you missed it, then you can find it in the videos below. Just put about a tablespoon there of the kimchi. On the other side, I'm going to put some pickles. Fermented foods are so good to feed your microbiome for healthy, good gut health. Stick some pickles on the side there. And I forgot my sprouts. Let me grab them. I don't know if I have a video everywhere on how to sprout. I know it is on my farm Facebook page. But these are kohlrabi sprouts. Kohlrabi is another cruciferous. I'm going to put those on here. Got little tiny. Those are just finished today. I remembered a towel today. I'm going to put my green onions on top. Actually, I can add the rest to my salad. They will be fine for the week. And so what else do I want on top? I like seeds. I talked about pumpkin seeds. Let me grab a spoon. Pumpkin seeds are very high in protein and iron. So I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons of them on there. Like I said, you don't have to do everything I do, but you can if you want. You want a fabulous salad. Put a teaspoon of sunflower seeds. Move everything out of my way. And then I'm going to put some milk thistle in here. This is just some milk thistle that I ground in my coffee grinder. That is wonderful for the liver. And I'm going to put some dulse. This is Maine Coast dulse for iodine. Alright, so that's the salad side. Now I'm going to add some vegetables that I cut before I started the video. I have cucumber, and I have bell pepper, and I have carrots. And so I can also pre-cut them. But when you cut cucumber, if you're going to keep it for a couple of days, you've got to remove the seeds. And so I cut around the seeds. So I have these little strips. Throw my carrots in, and my bell pepper. So it is going to be beautiful. Put this back in the refrigerator with my dressings and my base salad and my sprouts and everything else so that they're ready to make another salad tomorrow. And I'm missing my hummus. And so I make hummus every week. And this week I have a traditional hummus and I have my black bean hummus. I'm going to put traditional in today. A quarter cup of hummus is a serving. So this is probably about a half a cup. So that would be 2 servings of protein. This hummus is made with chickpeas, which are very high in protein, fiber, folate, B vitamins. Anyway, here is lunch. My everyday salad with all of my seeds, hummus, vegetables to dip into there. The dressing is in there. I wonder if it came through the bottom. Anyway, it's going to be delicious. If you make a salad like this, then post a picture, share with me, let me know. If you have any questions, post in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Thank you. Enjoy!